Coming to you from the Fishbowl Radio Network inside Globe Life Stadium in Arlington, Texas. This is The Boardroom with JaCoy James Pugh, LaToya Barrow, and Faustina Nkwacha. Executive producer, Cindy B.
Hey. This is your girl, JaCoy James Pugh. Welcome to The Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street. Ladies.
Hey, it's LaToya. How y'all doing?
Hi, everyone. It's Faustina. Welcome to The Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street, Inc. So glad to have you.
Yeah, we're getting our Brady Bunch thing on again this week. You're right. Trying to play it safe with everything that's going on with the pandemic. So thank you for joining us this week. We're really excited that you're here with us. And as we said before, this is The Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street, Inc. And Faustina, yes, please talk to the people. Tell them who we are, what we are about.
Listen, we are Black Women's Wall Street, Inc. We are a 501c3 nonprofit entrepreneurial development organization. And our mission is to empower Black women aspiring to become business owners by providing business training, financial literacy, and education so that they can impact local and global communities. And so we want you to know that we call ourselves an entrepreneurial development organization because we are really focused on every phase of the entrepreneurship process, from starting with, the business idea. We want women to get the information that they need so that when they get started, they don't just start businesses, they actually launch business ventures with an intention to make a profit and to generate an business as well as, to monetize their intellectual property. So ways in which you can support us is by, of course, supporting the Boardroom Radio Show. We also have our Idea to Inception program where we actually teach women the steps and process to entrepreneurship. And we've got some phenomenal women in the program going on right now, so support us. We also are going to be offering small business consulting so that once they complete the program, they get that continuous support. And you can also support our capacity building efforts. Again, in addition to the radio show that we're doing, The Boardroom, in addition to Idea to Inception, in addition to the small business consulting, we're also going to look to do our I2I Sister Circle, where we're going to create an ecosystem for the ladies when they graduate, as well as our I2I mentors, where our village is going to come together and help us continue that support. We have our I2I Gala in October, our mixer next month. So we have so much that we're doing. And that's why we want you to know that when you invest in Black Women's Wall Street, Inc., you're actually investing in the women that we serve. So support us. And LaToya, tell everyone how they can not just make a donation, but actually invest in what we do and who we serve.
Absolutely. Thank you, Faustina. So always on our website, you can visit us, www.blackwomenswallstreet.org/the boardroom. Now, women's is plural
and possessive.
Yes. Or you can hit us up on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at The Boardroom Radio Show, on Twitter at Boardroom_radio, and LinkedIn at The Boardroom Radio.
Thank you, ladies. All right, so you heard it here. We're on TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, MySpace. We're everywhere, okay? I don't even know if MySpace.
Reach out, connect, like, share, follow.
Just find your place. Right? Just find your place and connect with us. Right. And so the thing about the Boardroom Radio Show is that this is a platform that is looking to challenge and disrupt the norm in the business world, giving a voice and permission to the Black female business owner. And so if you are a Black woman that is listening to our show, you have hopes and dreams and have aspirations to be your own boss, then please continue to tune in, because we are talking to boss chicks. We're talking to women who are just paving the way, being trailblazers in their own right, giving you different nuggets, tips, tools, and ideas and ways in which you can branch off and just have your own business. So always continue to tune in. And so we are really excited because we have a phenomenal guest this week by the name of Sierra Nicole. So let me just tell you a little bit about Miss Sierra. Sierra is an entrepreneur and social media influencer based in Dallas, Texas. She uses her platform to help others start, grow, and fund their small businesses. Sierra has assisted over 4,000 students so far this year. She is the co-founder of Elite Trade Academy, which is a vocational trade school in Texas. So without further ado, let's bring in the lovely, the beautiful Miss Sierra Nicole. Hey, Sierra.
Hello, ladies. Thank you so much for having me.
It's a pleasure to have you. Thank you for joining us, Sierra.
Yeah, we are really excited to have you here. And so, Sierra, let's just dig right into it. So, Elite Trade Academy. Tell us about how Elite Trade Academy was born, and where were you in your life when this started?
Absolutely. So this is actually a new venture for my fiance and I. Our first classes will be enrolling in February 2022. Our flagship program is a CDL truck driver training program where we will be helping individuals be able to obtain their permit and then be ready to take their driver's test to get their CDL. This really started because, as you guys know, yes, we live in a digital age, but there's also a shortage of skilled labor right now within the marketplace. And I don't know about you all, but I know for me growing up, I was taught that, traditional university college was really the only way to get a job, was the only way to success. But I found out that's really not the case. And through entrepreneurship and my fiance, when I met him, he had his own trucking company. And when we met, we were able to scale that up to a fleet. And so seeing the opportunity that trucking has provided for us and just him being able to have that trade skill really changed our lives. And so we want to be able to give other people the opportunity who maybe college is not for them, but they still want to have a good career or start a business. They can have other opportunities doing so in very needed fields that will still pay you a very high salary, like trucking or coding or medical billing. So there's so many other options out there, and we wanted to make that available to people.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay, thank you for sharing that.
Absolutely. And I really do think that we do have to do a better job of normalizing trade or vocational schools, because it's more out there than just, college degreed careers. Aside from owning your own business, which you do not have to have a degree for. But, I really think that the thing that you're doing as far as having your vocational school is amazing. So please keep good work on that. All right. So Ms. Sierra, so why is teaching business startup, funding, and financial literacy your passion? And why is it important for our Black community, in your opinion?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you look at the statistics, about 90% of small businesses fail within the first 2 years. And the number one reason is because they run out of money. They don't have the capital, they don't have the funding. And if you also look at the statistics, you'll see that Black business owners, their businesses will fail twice as fast as our counterparts within 18 months. So we have a high rate of new business owners, but within that first year and a half, majority of them are failing. And again, the number one reason is due to the lack of capital. And oftentimes we believe that, we're not able to get funding because we're a Black business, but that's not always the case. A lot of times Black business owners just don't have the knowledge and resources, which is why, I'm so passionate about teaching about financial literacy, about how you can get funding for your business, about how to get your business and your personal credit straight so that you can get access to the money you need to really grow your business, which is why, I use social media. I use, if you look me up on like TikTok, you'll see me doing the little TikTok trends and things like that. But my goal is to be able to get this information across in a way where, our culture will receive it. Not everybody wants to just sit and, watch me talk about business credit for 2 hours, but they'll watch a 30-second TikTok video of me dancing and giving them information, educational information that they can actually apply to not only their lives, but their business. So to me, that's something I'm very passionate about with financial literacy. It's something that is not taught in schools. I know I didn't learn about it in school. And, we think that it's too late, but it's not. It's never too late. And so that's why I want to, as best as I can, spread the message to as many people as I can that, you can have access to resources. We just have to have the information.
I love that, Sierra. And to piggyback on what you said, we do know that startups and micro enterprises, particularly when the first 3 years, have a difficult time, like you said, getting that access to capital. So what, microfinancing and micro lending options do you talk about that you could share with our audience that would sort of help them so that they could start to strategize and think about ways in which they can tap into that?
Yeah, absolutely. So, obviously, I'm a huge advocate of OPM, using other people's money, because that's how these big corporations operate. They operate off of other people's money. So why can't we do the same, right? And so there's really a lot of options, and people think that just because they just started their business, there are no options, or maybe they have challenge credit. You still have some options. And so, you can build a business credit using just your EIN number, and you'll be able to get access to different types of credit. So like vendor credit, say you have a product-based business and you need boxes and packaging, you can use those vendors to get those type of things instead of using your own cash. You can even get, vehicle financing using your business credit. There's different micro lending banks where it's not really based off of your personal credit. It'll go based off of your business revenue or your business model. There's crowdfunding. There's so many different types of ways that a business can get access to money, outside of just a traditional, well, let me just go to, a traditional bank like Bank of America or Chase and try to apply for, a loan, and they're wondering why they're not getting approved. But there's really so many other options out there.
And Sierra, you bring up some really valid points there. And one thing that I will say is, in all of the things that you listed as to ways in which people can secure funding for their business, it's going to require, in my opinion, it's going to require that individual to think outside the box and literally have a mindset change. Would you agree to that? And if so, what are some of those things that you have encountered in speaking to other people about the ways in which they need to shift their mindset, wrapping their minds around the myriad of ways in which they can secure funding for their business?
Yeah, it is definitely a mindset shift, for sure. And I know, especially within our community, many people are afraid of debt.
Yep.
But typically it's because we are taught that, having debt is bad, right? But there's a such thing as good debt and bad debt. Debt that is being used to increase your business, increase your revenue, increase your income, that's good debt, right? Because you're putting it towards a cash flowing asset, and that's your business or your brand. And so it's really just shifting that mindset and looking at money as a tool and a resource. The thing about debt that people don't seem to understand all the time is that when you receive a loan or receive a line of credit, that's tax-free money that you get to use for your business. No one's taking taxes out of that. And so you get to really utilize the entire amount of the debt that you are acquiring to, hopefully the goal is to make a profit off of it. So you're using someone else's money to bring in a profit, and you're using that money to pay them back. So you're not coming out of pocket. And so we really have to start looking at debt differently in order to really open our minds to these different ways of funding.
Absolutely. Yeah, I would definitely agree. And I feel like what happens is once we do explore those options, because I think I remember you saying something earlier, or even listening to one of your videos talking about leasing your vehicle through your business, right?
Right.
And so with that, idea, what are some things that people need to know about that and how that can benefit them?
Yeah, absolutely. So as a full-time entrepreneur, a lot of times, obviously, we need vehicles to operate our business in many different ways, whether that's meeting with clients or delivering product or whatever it is that your business is. And a lot of times we will put everything on our own personal credit. All the liability is on us personally, and you're just not really benefiting tax-wise from it. And so being able to lease, and I know there's a big debate between leasing and financing, but I like to study what wealthy people do, because I want to hit, a certain pinnacle in my life. When I study their patterns, I see them doing these things, right? And so a lot of them are leasing their vehicles, and not only leasing, but doing it through their business, because when you lease a vehicle through your business, the entire lease payment is a tax write-off, because you're renting, right? So it's a business expense, versus when you're financing, the actual loan itself, the loan payment is not considered an expense, but the interest is. So there's different benefits, and differences between financing or leasing, but I prefer leasing for that reason. And being a business owner, people don't realize that the tax code is written for us.
Yep.
We just have to know how it works. It's written for our benefit. And so we get a lot of different benefits for being a business owner. So we might as well take advantage. And that's just really one of the ways to take advantage of that.
Yep.
Now I know I'm learning something. So I hope y'all got your pens and your papers ready, because this is really good stuff, Sierra. So I want to kind of shift gears to social media. So we know that social media is one of those things that are growing, ever changing. And just like you were saying, TikTok is one of those new, and upcoming, well, it is the it thing right now. That is the most popular, social media platform that we have going right now. But can you tell us, how can some Black women use TikTok and some other social medias in general just to create a following that will grow their business and attract engaged followers?
Yes, so social media is a huge component in growing your business in today's world. It's the easy, I don't want to say easy, but it's a great way to reach a large amount of people at a very low cost, right? So you don't have to spend thousands of dollars in marketing in order to reach 1 million people. And that's really the power of social media. And especially as Black women, to me, representation matters. And so when you're putting yourself online and you're showing your business, you're not only showing other people what's possible, but people are going to see you and, relate to you, right? And so that can be a way to attract customers and attract clients, because people buy people. They don't buy products. They don't buy services. They buy people. And so when you're on social media and you're broadcasting your personality and your brand, and you're showing what you're about and what type of value your business has to offer, people are going to fall in love with you and they're going to support your business. So it's really a great tool to really grow an authentic audience and an authentic tribe around what you're doing.
I love that. TikTok, that's a strategy. And business is, all about strategy. And I wanted to go back to something you said, Sierra, about, the EIN. And I call it the power of the EIN, and building that business profile, and then starting the business credit. Some people, they need you to kind of break everything down for them. So as a step one, step two, how could you break that down from when someone gets, their EIN, their employee identification number? What would you recommend they do next? Because again, everything's about strategy, and we want to make sure everyone is getting off on the right foot.
Yeah, absolutely. So some common mistakes that I see with new businesses when it comes to building business credit is, they assume that, okay, I have my business, I have my LLC or my corporation, I got the EIN. And so let me just go run to the bank and apply for a business credit card. And then they're surprised, well, whoa, I thought I can get it with my EIN. Like, why are you asking for my personal credit? And that's because a lot of banks, like traditional banks, financial institutions, they are not going to be true business credit. It's more so like a corporate credit, right? So if you go to a traditional bank, you'll always have to most likely use your personal credit as what is called a PG, or personal guarantor, meaning you are basically co-signing for your business. Now, if you're interested in building business credit just under your EIN, there are a couple steps that you have to take. So one thing that you want to make sure that you have is that you are appearing as a credible business. This is a mistake that I see business owners make all the time. So you want to make sure that you have a professional address. A lot of us run home-based businesses, especially in these times, right? A lot of us are working from home, but the bank sees a home-based business as a risk. And so what you can do is you can actually get a virtual address that makes your business look like it has an office location, and it'll make you look like a much more established company. So having that professional address, having a professional email address is very key as well. You can go and buy your domain on GoDaddy or on G Suite. I think they changed the name to Google Workspace, but you can go and buy your domain, get your professional email address set up, get you a professional phone line. If you don't want to go and like buy a whole new phone, you can get one for pretty cheap. If you go to like something like Ring Central, it's just an app on your phone, and you can have a professional business phone number. And just setting things up like that is going to set you up for success when it comes to actually building business credit, because many people skip that step when it comes to, going to apply for vendors. Because once you do that, you won't go straight to the bank. You'll go to vendors like Uline or Quill and start applying for some smaller net 30 accounts and build from there.
Wow. Very good points. Very, very good points. So let's stick a pin in it right here, Sierra, because you're really getting into some good nuggets and people really need to understand. So we're going to actually hop over for a commercial break. So continue sticking around with the Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street, Inc., where you will always have a seat at the table.
Let's keep the conversation going. It's the Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street Incorporated.
Do you own a business that recently suffered loss of employees, revenue, and customers? Are you leaving money on the table by not having an online presence? You could be missing out on hundreds, even thousands of dollars in sales each month. Establishing an online presence is what allowed many businesses to stay open, even thrive during a time of record unemployment. I'm Melinda Williams, actress and founder of She'sGotAHabit.com. Most people know me as Bird from the hit television series Soul Food, but I'm also a hardworking entrepreneur focused on helping others expand their business to include an e-commerce selling platform. I created She'sGotAHabit.com to empower women to achieve economic wellness and better health, mind, body, and soul. Head over to She'sGotAHabit.com and join our community. Connect with us and be inspired and motivated to build and grow your business today. It's time to build generational wealth. The future is now.
Taylormade Consulting Group is your partner when it comes to business consulting. We will provide your business with a variety of tools that can be used to accomplish day-to-day and long-term business goals and objectives. We have specialists that can assist your company with cloud services, digital marketing, business plan development, videography and photography services, business entity formation, search engine optimization, graphic design, web design, printing, and much, much more. We take pride in the relationships we build with our clients, the personalized services we provide our clients, and the results delivered to our clients. We are Google Cloud Partners, Google Resellers, and Google Certified to get you on the first page of Google. Visit Taylormade Consulting Group at BeMyConsultant.com. Try our business scan tool and see your online visibility score for free. Or you can contact us with promo code BWWS for 1 hour of business consulting for free. Visit Taylormade Consulting Group at BeMyConsultant.com. Again, check us out at BeMyConsultant.com today.
Experience life beyond shea butter with Nappy and Happy Bath and Body products. Nappy and Happy is a premium organic bath and body brand specializing in vegan products infused with organic erotic butters and oils. With our handmade soaps, soufflés, luxurious lotions, body sprays, and more made for women and men. Nappy and Happy's Wet Whip Body Polish is infused with a skin-loving blend of Brazilian Cupuaçu butter straight from the Amazonian rainforest with our tropical organic mango butter scented with a delicate blend of orange blossoms and citrus notes that are dried down to a soft and powdery fragrant finish. If you're looking for something to pamper your body, we have exactly what you need. Experience life beyond shea butter with Nappy and Happy premium organic bath and body products. Available now at www.nappyandhappy.com.
You're inside the Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street Incorporated.
All right. You are back in the Boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street Incorporated. This is your girl, Jacoy James Pugh.
And this is Latoya Barrow.
Welcome back. This is Christina.
And we are going to continue our conversation with the wonderful Sierra Nicole. So Sierra, before our commercial break, you were talking about the importance of establishing yourself as a business owner, having a very professional look and feel, making sure that you have not using your personal residential address, but actually having a professional address. You were talking about the fact that and building your business credit. And so I wanted to go back to that conversation. So can you continue focusing on that in that particular lane and continuing the discussion there about ways in which people need to focus their efforts and making sure that their business is solid and professional so that they can secure the type of funding that they need?
Yeah, absolutely. So once you do have, your business profile established, another common mistake that I see business owners make all the time is not having a proper business bank account. So you want to make sure that your personal bank account and your business bank account are two separate accounts. I see this mistake happen a lot. Not only will you have a hard time with the IRS, and nobody wants to mess with the IRS, but you will have a hard time getting funding as well. And also, it's just difficult to keep up with your personal and your business expenses, and everything's getting mixed together. So that's one thing that you really want to make sure that you get done as soon as you get your business established and you go and get that EIN number. I also want to mention this about the EIN, because it's a question that I get a lot, is sometimes you'll go online and try to get help to file the EIN number, and people will charge you I've seen $50, or I've seen people get charged, $300 to $500 for EIN number, and you can get that for free at the irs.gov website. So I just want to make sure that was known, because I get that question a lot about getting that EIN. But yeah, you want to get that bank account set up. I always tell people that I tend to not recommend the big banks for business, just because, they don't do much to benefit you, right? You put your money in the bank, they take your money, they make money from it, but they're not doing much for you. And so I tell small business owners that to check out either local banks, credit unions, or mid-sized banks, because when it comes to funding, they are going to be a lot more flexible, a lot more willing to give you money for your business versus, a traditional bank like Bank of America or Chase.
Yeah, absolutely. And, it's funny, just going back to that comment about the EIN, I'm really glad that you said that, because I think a lot of people don't understand how easy it is to secure your own EIN. And you can get that in a matter of like 10 minutes or less, and get that just right in front of you. You get your PDF letter of your EIN and everything, like you're ready to go. So I'm really glad that you gave that small nugget, because people do need to understand that it's really that easy. So thank you for sharing that. Now, the thing about EINs, so for you, Sierra, I know that you are you have multiple businesses. You're an owner of several businesses, and so I could imagine that you have an EIN for every business, or do you just have one EIN for all of your businesses?
Yes. So for each business entity, you'll have a separate EIN for each one. And I like to separate my businesses. So each business venture that I do embark on, it'll have its own entity, whether it's an LLC or a corporation. And that's really to separate the liability, right? So if you're a serial entrepreneur and maybe you have a clothing line, and maybe you're also, getting into real estate investing, you don't want to mix those liabilities, because say if you get sued, you never know what can happen. Now everything is at risk. And so you want to separate those liabilities, or, if you default on a debt or something happens, with the pandemic, a lot of business owners, hit hard times. You don't want everything to be touched by one mistake or one mishap in a business. So definitely I recommend separate entities with separate EINs for each business venture.
Yeah. Wow. That's the power of the EIN, right, Toya?
Yes, that is power of the EIN, man. I'm telling you, this is some good stuff, y'all. So I got a question for you then, Miss Sierra. So when you were talking about actually getting some accounts, like a Quill account, so for people who have like a home-based business, what benefit would that give them to have such an account like that?
So when it comes to building business credit, especially in those beginning stages, I always say that this is the investment period. Because the type of supplies that you'll find on there, it'll be like pens and papers and paper towels, things like that, right? You might not need, 50 pens right now, but I see it as an investment, because in order to get more credit, to get to the higher tiers, like the gas cards, revolving credit lines, your Apple credit cards, Amazon credit cards, things like that, you have to do these stages first. So I say to look at it as an investment, and just, spend at least, $50 at these vendors so that it'll report to your business credit. But, you may not need all the items, but I would get things that you'll typically use, like paper towels, right? Tissue, pens, papers, things like that. And it'll help you build up your business credit.
Perfect. So I just wanted to point that out so that people wouldn't think that, only, if I have an office, I could only use this. No, you can actually get things that you use in your house, like paper towels, tissue, pens, and it is exactly what you said. It's an investment. So don't look at it as something that is just, you're wasting money or anything like that. It's definitely just those building blocks, exactly like you said.
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Wow. Yeah, and it's about changing the money stories and the money scripts that keep coming out of our mouths and the things we say and the language that we're using. You talked investment and we're talking strategy, and that's really key for us to change our thinking. But I want to switch gears and touch on something that is really here and now. The SBA's EIDL loan. There's the loan, there's the targeted EIDL advance, the supplemental EIDL advance. And this targeted and supplemental, Sierra, of course, that has that low income restriction. And then the targeted, and then the SBA's EIDL loan has the credit score requirement. So for, us Black women, we're not low income because we are educated, accomplished, established, right? But we're credit challenged. So perhaps we don't meet the criteria for the SBA's EIDL loan. We're dead smack in the middle, true micro enterprises. In your experience, what advice would you give women who are there needing some help and wanting some attention and just don't know where to turn?
Yeah, so I know there's, I'm sure plenty of people, especially within this last year, who maybe their credit has taken a hit, but you're needing these funds for your business. And, like we talked about before, there's are still some other options out there. And this is one reason why I always recommend that you have a third-party professional payment processor, because sometimes your payment processor will give you, working capital, sometimes just based off of your revenue. If you own any type of assets, you can leverage that. You can also go to investors. There's crowdfunding. There are angel investors that can invest into your business. There are some banks, micro lenders here in Texas, and I know other states have them as well, that will lend to your business regardless of what your credit looks like, but basing it on your actual business model. There's also pitch competitions and accelerators that you can join, to where you're not only getting coached, but you can also win different grants from doing that. So you have options, but like we talked about before, we just have to kind of open up our minds and think outside the box a little bit.
Oh, I love that. It's all about the strategy. It's all about the strategy, and it's all about thinking and changing our thought process when it comes to Black women in business. And the other thing I wanted to add too, for anyone who is getting all of this funding, we're also about creating jobs and creating opportunities. So you get that money, keep some of it for your cash reserve and to operate your business, but also look at ways in which you can put other people, particularly other Black women, to work, hire them, employ them, hire them as independent contractors so that they're building their business as well. So we could, leverage money to make more money for ourselves and other people, and not just think of getting a loan or line of credit as debt. Think of it as leveraging money to make, to help the economy and to help other people. So I love everything that you're saying, Sierra, right, Joy?
Absolutely. And so going back to the fact, Sierra, that you are an owner of multiple businesses, how do you manage your empire? And in the way in which you currently manage your empire, what are some tips that you can give our audience on how they manage and build their empire?
Yeah, it can definitely be difficult, especially, for most business owners, our business, they're like our babies, right? And so we want to work in them all the time. But one thing I had to learn is I had to step out of always trying to work in my business and learning to work on my business. And so, I started doing things just like automating certain components, or hiring a virtual assistant that you can get for, pretty decent pricing, where you don't have to, you don't have to have a huge team all the time in order for you to step out of your business sometimes. And so just learning how to leverage different tools like automation tools, or, even just setting up an email autoresponder so that every time someone purchases or inquires about your business, you don't have to go and send that email. You can have the computer do that for you. And so doing small things like that, it really helps you win some of your time back, to where you can actually properly manage multiple business ventures at once. And also another thing is being okay with asking for help, knowing that you can't always do it alone and by yourself. My fiance, he's a part of, we work as a team. And so being able to lean on someone at times is very helpful. Or even, people who are not your employees can be a part of your team as well. Don't try to take on everything. Don't try to learn accounting and learn marketing and learn how to design websites. Lean on people within your network to help you grow your business.
Yeah, so you've talked about automation, hiring a virtual assistant, and asking for help. So those are my notes. I took my notes because it's key. So because I don't think people really understand that. I think everybody feels like once you go into business for yourself that you have to be all things, everything. You have to be the sales department, the marketing department, all of that. And so it's important that, what you highlighted, what you've pointed out, that people know what their options are. They've just got to think outside of the box. But in order to go far, you've got to build a team, and that team looks like a number of different things. So thank you for sharing that.
Yeah. Yep. And have that strategy. And sometimes it takes time for you to kind of do that business planning and get that strategy together. But that's time that you're investing. That's another word that Sierra used. Make the investment early on in the beginning, right, Sierra?
Yes, absolutely. And one thing that I've learned, just being, someone who is ambitious, you want the results right now. But there's no empire that was built overnight. They say every overnight success took 10 years, right? So, yep. And everybody has their own timeline. So don't compare, your day one in business to someone's year 10 in business, and just know that it's okay if it takes time for you to grow and build. And it's okay if you start out with just you, but don't plan to stay there, right? Make plans to grow, make plans to, okay, well, now I'm ready to get a virtual assistant, or now I'm ready to hire someone to help me with my website. So it's okay to take those baby steps as long as you're moving towards that goal.
Absolutely. And so one thing that I will ask Sierra, our show, The Boardroom, this platform is focused on Black women challenging and disrupting the norm in the business world. And so in your opinion, what is one way in which we as Black women can help to change that narrative? What is a way that we can challenge and disrupt the norm in business?
One way I would definitely say is getting into fields and industries that you usually don't see brown faces in, especially Black and brown women. So don't be afraid to get into technology, into coding. Don't be afraid to get into transportation and trucking. These industries are in such high need, and there's such a high demand for them. And you can absolutely be successful in it. If you are the only brown face in the room, don't worry about it. Walk in there and own it. Don't be afraid. But that's really one thing I would say is don't be afraid to embark on these industries that you usually don't see us in.
I can totally dig it. Thank you for that. So Sierra, thank you so much for being a part of our show today. Sierra, let everybody know the ways in which they can connect with you on social media, website. Just give all of those goodies so everybody knows how to contact you.
Yes, absolutely. I hope you guys got some value from this today. And in order to keep up, I love teaching. I love educating. All my social media platforms are all about giving out just free information on how you can start, grow, and fund your business. So you can find me on Instagram at _Sierra Nicole. I'm on YouTube under Sierra Nicole TV, Facebook under Sierra Nicole, and TikTok is Sierra Nicole Official. And then my website is sierranicoleofficial.com.
All right. Thank you again, Sierra. We definitely have, I know I was taking notes. Toya mentioned she was taking notes. I mean, you definitely dropped a lot of nuggets. And so we really, really enjoyed you. And we really want everybody to get back connected with you. And so just one more time, what are your social media outlets again?
Yes. Instagram is _Sierra Nicole. Facebook is Sierra Nicole. YouTube, Sierra Nicole TV. And TikTok is going to be Sierra Nicole Official. And then my website, sierranicoleofficial.com. And again, ladies, I really appreciate you for having me on. I appreciate what you are doing with your platform. Representation matters. And so to be able to see, Black women educating and teaching and being successful is so important. So I appreciate you guys representing that for our community.
Thank you,
Sierra. Thank you so much for joining us.
Yeah, we appreciate it.
Yeah.
All right, so stay tuned. More to come of the Boardroom radio show. Coming up next, we have Beauty and Brains. So you'll be back with the Boardroom in just a moment.
It's time for the Beauty and Brains Spotlight with LaToya and Faustina.
I think we froze. I think Sierra froze on us.
Can you hear me?
Okay, now we can. Had a little tech issue there.
Awesome. Thank you, guys. Do I off or?
Thank you so much for coming on and joining us and sharing all those nuggets. It was just amazing.
Oh, thank you for
Empowering Black women business owners. It's the Boardroom.
If you love soul food the way I do, then Miss Mary's Southern Kitchen is where you want to go. Their new location is at 605 North Denton Tap and Highway 121 in Coppell, Texas. Not in the mood to cook dinner? Then place your order at www.missmaryssouthernkitchen.com or drive through on your way home. That's right. Miss Mary's Southern Kitchen has the only drive-through window for soul food in Dallas. Whether you're dining in or using their drive-thru, you can order their fried chicken or catfish. You can't forget about their sides like collard greens, candied yams, and the best mac and cheese ever. And Miss Mary's desserts are made from scratch, and you want to try her butter cake. It's worth breaking your diet for. Let Miss Mary's Southern Kitchen make dinner for your family tonight or cater your next event. Order at www.missmaryssouthernkitchen.com or use the drive-thru at their new location at 605 North Denton Tap Road and Highway 121 in Coppell. That's Miss Mary's Southern Kitchen.
You've been looking for fabulous eyewear. Look no further. I Do Eyewear has fashionable optical quality eyewear at a price that allows you to have several pairs to complement your style choice of the day or moment. I Do Eyewear provides fashionable and affordable optical quality eyewear and sunglasses with impeccable customer service while also contributing and giving back to our community. We believe everyone should look stylish, glamorous, funky, or fantastically unique without it costing a fortune. Our mission is dedicated to those committed to fashion or who want to be. We accept flexible spending, healthcare accounts, and we also have a program where we'll mail you some frames to try on before making your final selection. The first thing people see when they look at you is your eyewear or sunglasses, so you might as well show up with your strong eyewear game. Contact us at www.idoeyewear.com or call us 1254-EYEWEAR. That's 1254-EYEWEAR. We look forward to framing you.
It's time for the Beauty and Brains Spotlight with LaToya and Faustina.
Hi, everyone. I'm Faustina, and welcome back to the Boardroom. This is our Beauty and Brains Spotlight, and we are featuring Alyssa E. Stimmage, the president of 713 Enterprises, Inc. And 713 Enterprises, Inc. is a woman-owned business and the preferred small business supplier in bulk fuel, lubricants, jet fuel additives, and specialty chemicals to federal and state government entities in partnership with a large business to strengthen the energy supply chain. With almost 2 decades of program management, finance, and more, and a budget responsibility in excess of $100 million plus, Alyssa E. Stimmage is our Beauty and Brains Spotlight feature. I want you to check her out. Her website is www.713enterprises.com. That's www.7 is 7 SEVEN, the number 13 enterprises.com. We want you all to hit us up and check us out. And if you want to be featured on the Boardroom of Black Women's Wall Street, Inc., go to our website and make sure that you sign up, and you could be the next winner and the next person that we feature on our Beauty and Brains Spotlight segment. So we want you so much to hear everything that all the Black women that we feature are doing, and we want you to know that we are here to spotlight, promote, and support Black women. And this has been your Beauty and Brains Spotlight segment, and this is the Boardroom Radio with Black Women's Wall Street, Inc.
Well, all right, Faustina. Thank you for kicking that off, girl.
So happy to feature some beautiful and phenomenal entrepreneurial women.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And that was so fun with Sierra. We never, ever have enough time. You know that, ladies.
That was
But it was really good. And she was just dropping nuggets, just one thing after the next. So that was so, so good. I'm really looking forward to next week. I know we have an amazing guest next week. Cheryl Williamson is going to be our guest next week. So I'm excited about that. And so really quick, Toya, please tell the people the way in which they can connect with us on social media.
Absolutely. Well, first I want to give our website, so you guys can hit us up on our website at www.blackwomenswallstreet.org/the boardroom, and women's is plural and possessive. Then we're on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok at the Boardroom Radio Show, on Twitter at Boardroom_radio, and LinkedIn at the Boardroom Radio.
All right, perfect. And as a reminder, Festina mentioned this at the start of the show, but we have the Ultimate Networking Mixer that is happening on Saturday, September 25th. Yes, next month. Saturday, September 25th, the Ultimate Networking Mixer. That is going to be in Arlington, Texas, on the showroom floor of Park Place Motor Cars. We're really excited.
Thank you, Park Place Motor Cars.
Park Place Motor Cars in Arlington. And we will also be in October, the last Saturday in October, Saturday, October 23rd. We will be right back on the showroom floor of Park Place Motor Cars in Arlington for our inaugural gala. So that's going to be a black tie event celebrating the ladies that have gone through our Idea to Inception program. It's going to be a fundraising event. And so we're really looking forward to having you to join us. So you can find all of those details on our website. You can find that information on our social media platforms. It's on Eventbrite. Yeah, get your tickets and make sure that you join us. We cannot wait to see you. So thank you so much for being with us, ladies. We had another week. It was another great show, right?
Yes, it was amazing. And Sierra Nicole was phenomenal. Copious notes. She dropped some nuggets. Just a phenomenal millennial entrepreneur, millionaire. So we're excited. We're excited she was able to join us.
Absolutely. Yes. Well, all right. Well, listen, we're going to go ahead and shut this thing down. Thank you so much for being with us and taking time out of your day. You're probably cooking dinner, whatever it is that you're doing right now. Thank you for just spending a little time with us, ladies. And again, you have been with us in the boardroom with Black Women's Wall Street, Inc., where you will always have a seat at the table.